Over the last few days, a new Tesla software update has begun rolling out. It is the 2023.26 series. You might have the just 26 or .1, which is the one that I have. The difference between 26 and 26.1 is just some minor bug fixes. There are some changes to the car as well as some changes to the Tesla app itself. So let's get out to the car and check out some of these differences. Okay, now as soon as we get inside of the car, the first things you start to see after a new update is you start to see these dots that show you that there's something new and where the changes are. So we see I have a little blue dot here underneath of the menu button over here, and then I have a blue dot here under this alternate apps button over here. So when we click on the menu button here, we come in here and we can see that there's been some changes to the display controls right here. But first we're gonna go down here to software, and you can see the software update that I'm on. We're gonna go over here to release notes. I want to also point out, in case you maybe didn't see it before, but on the very top here, you now have Get to Know Your Tesla and Owner's Manual right there in the same place as the release notes. So they're making it a lot more condensed and easier to find things. So let's get into what's new in 2023.26. First, you have Charge on Solar. Now, I don't have solar on my house, but what this basically allows you to do is to adjust on the Tesla app how much of your charge to your Tesla is coming from your solar energy versus other sources. Now, I don't use Spotify, but apparently there's a new, more familiar look and feel to it. So if you use Spotify, you should notice some changes there. Next is a change to the actual UI of the Tesla. So it's called automatic headlights. And it says that your lights turn on automatically when windshield wipers are active. The headlights are set to auto in control lights headlights. So if we go back here into lights, you just want to make sure that your headlights are on auto over there. And again, this isn't auto high beams, this is just automatic headlights. So, I mean, when you're driving in the rain anyway, you always want to have your lights on because it just makes people see you better. This is really for other people to not hit you more than you being able to see. So it's just an extra safety feature they've added in here, which is kind of nice. The next app is to the navigation, and this is something called Destination Closing Soon. Basically what this means is if you're navigating to like a restaurant or a coffee shop or something that has posted hours where they put their hours online, the Tesla system is going to now check that, and it's going to let you know if you're going to get there before it actually closes. And if it looks like you're going to get there close to it closing, it's going to let you know. So for example, let's say we're on our map here and we're going to turn on our points of interest. So it pulls up different things like restaurants and whatever. Let's go to something over here. Let's see, those are chargers. Let's go to this Starfire Sports right here. So we click on that and it's going to pull up all the information on it. You can now see on the top, you got reviews up there, and it says underneath of that, open until 11 p.m. And I love how interactive they've made these now. So you can see pictures. You can actually click on that and actually read reviews from the place right here on the map. And of course, you need a data plan to do this. And you've been able to do that for a little while now. This information has been on here for a bit. It's just that now it's going to actually watch this time and it's going to let you know if it's going to close early. I don't know how soon, maybe within an hour is probably what it's going to do. It doesn't tell us. There's a new game called Vampire Survivor game. So if you come down here and click on the extra menu button, come in here to arcade, and you can see that there's the Spotify blue button letting us know there's been a change there in the arcade. So if you go to here to arcade, there's that new Vampire Survivors game. Also, one thing I'll point out is if you've got games on here and you don't want them on there, maybe you're worried about your hard drive actually being used up here, you can come underneath of this and uninstall it. You can tap uninstall here, and it says uninstall Vampire Survivors, okay, and it's going to remove that game from the hard drive of your car. Next, we have the ability now to connect game controllers via Bluetooth, but it says it works best with PS5 controllers. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to go into your Bluetooth settings, which we come into your menu here, you go up here to Bluetooth, and then over here you're going to hit add new device, and this is where you will connect that Bluetooth controller. Next up, we have something called Camera View on Tesla app. It says you can now see multiple cameras at once while checking your vehicle surroundings. It says to do this, we need to go over here into Controls, Safety, View Live Camera via mobile app, accept it. And now when you're out of the car, you can go in here to your security and drivers, click on View Live Camera, and you can now see all 4 cameras at the same time, which is really nice for doing a quick look at what's going around your car versus trying to tap individually on all the different cameras, trying to figure out where the event actually happened. And to get back to all your cameras, you're going to tap on that little box on the top right there, and it's going to pull it back up again. So in theory, I could walk all around my car, and it should continue to show me. I'll go around the back and around the other side. And if I open my door, it's going to turn the cameras off. And next we have something called warmer display colors. So this is kind of nice. This is what we see in a lot of our iPads and tablets nowadays to help us, you know, save our eyes, I guess it's supposed to do. But at night you can make it basically reduce blue lighting. So we go into controls, display, and reduce light. So that's where that blue dot is. We'll go to display, and here we go, reduce blue light, turn that on. Now at night it's going to automatically reduce some of the blue lighting to make us be able to, I guess, yeah, save our eyes a little bit. You have this other updates thing right here that has some minor updates in it. Some of these things are recent, and favorites are now in separate tabs in the media player. So where that's found is right here. If you bring up your little music control thing here and you slide it up here, you can see you got your recents and favorites now separated. So if you go into one of these other playlists, let's say in your streaming, and you hit the little star there, that's going to put it here into the favorites list. So you have the ones you recently played, and then you actually have your favorites, which is really nice because this area is like you have your Bluetooth right here, like connected to my phone. You've got your favorite streaming things. You could have your favorite radio stations in here, whatever you want to favor to have them pulled up really nice and easy right here. But you just get to that by swiping up. Another change that happened that to me is actually really big because it was really annoying is that when you would go to adjust your temperature, it pulls up these sliders here, and you try to move this thing, you would move like 8 or 9 at a time. It's very hard to get it on a certain number, but now the dot actually moves with like, almost feels like a, not feels, but looks like a click. It clicks into a new temperature, and it's a lot easier to be more precise to get to the temperature you want. I think that's huge. I'm so glad they finally fixed that, and that'll be the same with the volume as well. Should just be easier to get it where it wants. And you can also now access all your favorites and controls right here through the volume as well. So if you want to get to the controls for that, just how you want your volumes, your balance, and all that, you can get there by tapping on the volume and coming over here. So I think that's a real nice update. Another update is that Sentry mode will now record if someone tries to open a door or trunk when vehicle is locked. I already mentioned that there's this whole new manual app now, which is where we're in now. So you have the Get to Know Your Tesla Owner's Manual and Release Notes all in this new manual app. And this app can be found down here in your little 3 dots here for all your different menus. You can see you got it down there. If it's something you use all the time, you could always take it and press and hold and drag it down into your apps, which is kind of nice. Click on done. And now anytime that you want to pull up the manual or anything, you pull it up right there and get to things real fast. And the last thing to mention here is that automatic navigation now shows more details about your destination. So if you're unfamiliar with automatic navigation, one thing you can do again is come in your owner's manual, and you can find it in here. Go back down to your navigation settings, and it'll be under navigation. But automatic navigation is basically where the car is going to predict where you're going to go. So if it's on like a weekday and you have your work address or your home address programmed in, it's going to automatically assume you're going to work if you get in say the morning time on a Monday, and it's going to automatically take you to your destination. It's going to route it, put it inside of your map. And the reason why this is important for people, especially if you use full self driving or navigate in autopilot, is the car needs to know where you're going, so it knows how to drive your car and where to make turns and all that. Especially those of us on the beta program, you always have to have a destination in, so it's kind of nice to have. But it also, automatic navigation works with your calendar. So if you have some kind of a destination schedule in there and you get in your car within 2 hours of that time, that event on your calendar, and there's an address input with it, it will then automatically route you and put it in the map so you know how to get there as well. So I really like this update. There's actually some stuff in here you're gonna actually use. For example, if you have data to your car, the Sentry view, to be able to view all your cameras at once, if you're getting an alert or you wanted to check your car real quick, without having to tap through each of the different cameras is a big deal. The reason it's a big deal is there's not generally a very good connection between the app and the car, and the cameras can take quite a while to actually load. So if you're trying to do a quick look around your car, and you have to tap on each camera individually, that actually adds up to being quite a bit of time, where now you can just see it all at once. I like that the windshield wipers automatically come on. It's just a convenience feature, but I think it's a good one. I think the fact that the navigation can now tell you if the destination you're heading to is going to be closing is a really nice feature as well. There's been multiple times I've been heading to meet a client at a coffee shop or something just to get there and find out that I didn't do my due diligence and the restaurant's closing in 10 minutes. And we should have picked a different destination, so it's nice to have that. Let me know if you've already got this update and what your favorite feature is down below in the comments. As you guys know, Tesla's referral program has gone through some major changes. And last week I had some fun spending about 15,000 Tesla credits. If you guys want to see what I spent those on and have some fun with me on that, make sure you subscribe to this video, hit the bell so you can catch the video when it comes out soon. See you guys on the next one.